Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, January 26, 2018. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Several persons here came together earlier today in a protest action in front of the financial complex in capital Kingston, calling for the resignation of Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez and for the release of former fashion model Yugi Farrell from the mental health institution. Farrell was first sent to the mental health institution for a 2-week observation after appearing in court on a charge of using abusive language towards the wife of the finance minister, Karen Duncan Gonzalez. On her follow-up court appearance on Monday, January 22nd, 2018, Farrell was sent back to the institution for a further week of observation by the new sitting senior magistrate, Ricky Burnett. The case of the 22-year-old has garnered much attention here and abroad, with many questioning the reasoning behind the decision to send a former fashion model at the mental health institution.
St. Vincent is not a stud bar.
Free Yugi!
St. Vincent is not a stud bar.
Free Yugi!
St. Vincent is not a stud bar.
Free Yugi!
The reason why we're wearing this color, which is the color teal, is the color protesting against sexual abuse and misuse of women. So you would notice people are wearing little tags, little badges on their t-shirts. That's the reason for it, because it seems as though something set Yugi off. The girl was not acting strange at all times. She had, and the question is what it is. What set her off? That is why we are saying no in-camera trial, no snucking off to some place where nobody knows where she is. I have now contacted a doctor who is very qualified and is willing to come, a very qualified doctor who is willing to come at the behest of her mother and her sister, and I spoke to Yugi herself and she has agreed to be examined by this doctor. She should be in St. Vincent shortly.
So the lawyer is still her lawyer, so what would happen then?
Well, I spoke to Grant Connell about it too, and he's in agreement, because as he says, it is a question of what is best for Yugi. Since that is his position, then and he always knew that I was trying to get a doctor to come in, because actually he's the one who gave me the medical certificate so that I could send it to the doctor. That doctor was not available, but he recommended another one who is, as I said, a very experienced doctor, and she's willing to examine Yugi.
I feel Yugi was unfair to the nation, and I feel Yugi must release immediately under law.
We want real jobs for our people, young girls especially. When I look at Yugi, now they're telling me they want to send Yugi to some hospital. I am concerned, because on the day she was sent to the mental hospital, it was for evaluation. And 2 weeks was long enough to drive anybody crazy, but I'm not saying she's crazy. I'm not even saying she has a mental illness, because I don't know.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, on the other hand, said one must have the facts before formulating an opinion on any matter. Calling in on the WFM today, discussing issues surrounding the care being provided at the mental health facility, as well as the qualification of the professionals there. PM Gonzalez said after a recent media conference, he was informed that there is a medical doctor who is also a psychiatrist attached to the facility.
It came to my attention because I've heard this thing said, but I was told that that is not so, because I was called and I was corrected when I had made the point at the press conference that as far as I'm aware, that there was no resident psychiatrist there now on the staff, but there is Dr. Bell, who's coming in for 2 weeks, 10 days every month. She had been contracted, but I was told that late last year, I was called and told that late last year that this lady who was a doctor of medicine in psychiatry from India, that she was appointed there as a medical officer, medical district officer assigned. And then I had said, well, you all should put out that information. But I hadn't heard it. I spoke about it, that what I was advised, and then I asked them for the qualifications, and they sent it for me.
Dr. Gonzalez notes that the doctor at the mental health facility is highly qualified for the job.
She's a district medical officer who is assigned to the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center. And her qualifications are as follows. She has a Bachelor of Medicine and a Bachelor of Surgery degree from Kathmandu University in Nepal in 2011. And she obtained a Doctor of Medicine in Psychiatry from the NTR University of Health Sciences. Is the Narayana RAYANA Medical College and the Teaching Hospital, NTR University of Health Sciences in India. She is registered as a qualified psychiatrist with the Andhra Pradesh Medical Council in India under the additional qualification which she got in 2015, that is to say the Doctor of Medicine.
The Prime Minister added that other members of staff at the mental health facilities, such as the registrar, are also highly qualified.
I've been advised that they consulted another practitioner, though no, I'm at liberty to mention her name, who works with a medical school here, who is known to us in the profession. She also has a Doctor of Medicine in Psychiatry. She got that from Mona, Jamaica, UWI, in 2009. She doesn't work at the mental hospital. She used to work there, but she's working at one of the medical schools here. And I understand that person was also consulted. So I just want to make the point when persons are talking, I'm not telling anybody they mustn't have whatever opinion they want to have, you know. But you must first have the facts in order to have an opinion, I know.
And General Secretary of the ruling Unity Labour Party, the ULP, Julian Francis, said the administration is focused on running the country and will not be sidetracked. Speaking on Star FM earlier this week, Francis said that come Monday, January 29, 2018, the new Finance Minister, Camilla Gonzalez, will present the 2017-2018 budget estimates. And on February 5th, 2018, he will also present the national budget. According to Francis, this is the first time in 17 years that the new finance minister will be in parliament and that the junior Gonzalez is preparing himself for the big day.
That's Monday, so there obviously will be a question and answer period. Questions ought to come in 10 days before. Maybe they have, but I'm only getting them today. So the 5th of February now, after that, the following week, Monday, will be the reopening of Parliament and the budget presentation. And both the estimates presentation and the budget presentation will be by our new Finance Minister, Camilo Gonzalez. He will be the one presenting the estimates, playing the lead role in the presentation of the estimates and the wrapping up of the discussion on the estimates, and also presenting the budget speech. I believe this is the first time in 17 years, 16 years, 17 years that Prime Minister Gonzalez is out of that role. He's still confusing it a little bit because I heard him on radio, then apologized afterwards that no, he will not be the one presenting, it's the new finance minister.
Minister Francis also noted that come February 14th this year, the Argyle International Airport will be 1 year old. He said compared to other islands with international airport, the AIA has been doing well, and there will be a celebration on Saturday, February 14th, 2018.
I was around in St. Lucia when UNORA got going. I was involved and worked in Grenada after I left Grenada, and after the Morris Bishop regime took office, they built their airport. But AIA is moving ahead much more quickly than I remembered of the other two airports, and those are the two I want. St. Kitts Nevis also, I believe, opened in that period, somewhere between the 70s, 80s, and they're doing fairly well up there. Antigua's upgraded, Barbados has always been there, they're constantly upgrading, but we have a new product, spanking new, very impressive, and she is 1 year old on the 14th. But I believe we have earmarked the Saturday the 17th for an event to celebrate the first birthday of our wonderful Argyle International Airport, and you'll hear more about that as the weeks come to us.
With over $300 million in unpaid taxes owed to the government, Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez has signaled that his government in 2018 will pay special attention and take aggressive action against those who are not paying their taxes, especially VAT and the pay-as-you-earn deductions. Delivering the feature address at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce luncheon on Thursday, the Finance Minister highlighted a number of economical development opportunities to the private sector stakeholders. Still on the topic of taxes, Gonzalez told the gathering that details of a tax reform program will be provided during his budget address, which is slated for Monday, February 5th.
And over $60 million of that is unpaid VAT, which businesses don't earn, they collect in trust to hand over, and PAYE, which employers deduct from their employees' salary. It is unfair and it is wrong for some entities to use this trust money essentially as operating capital, to the disadvantage of those businesses that actually collect and turn over the money as they should. And in addition to the reforms, some of which I believe you will applaud, the other side of the ledger is that what we give up in the reforms, we anticipate to get back in tax collection.
Minister Gonzalez further outlined to the gathering that the country will this year see a small surplus on the current account before debt servicing, the first surplus in many years, he said.
New construction projects and new industrial growth are anticipated to place unemployment, which is now slightly over 20%, on a downward trajectory. Our debt to GDP ratio, which reached roughly 80% last year, is now decreasing thanks to previously planned debt relief initiatives. By the time those debt relief initiatives are brought to book, the ratio will have fallen from about 80% to about 72%, and that would be the lowest ratio we've had since about 2012, 2013.
The Finance Minister also sought to clarify the figures which represent youth unemployment rates in the country.
Press about an issue of 46% youth unemployment. As the Minister with responsibility for statistics, I want to apologize for that information making it into the public domain. This was some data that was still being scrutinized and was not ready for release, and is actually not accurate, to say the least. And there are a number of reasons why it was done right when the university students were coming home from university and graduating from college, and all of them were marked as unemployed, and there were some other data collection challenges that we faced at the time. I'll discuss it more fully when the opportunity presents itself. Just to say that that number was an inaccurate number, and it's unfortunate that it entered the public domain.
Chairman of Invest SVG, Anthony Regisford, said the business of local investment promotion entity is not just to target foreign direct investment (FDI), but also aims to seek out local investors as well. Speaking at a launching ceremony earlier today of the Financial Times FDI on location promotional film, an article, Regisford said while Invest SVG will stay true to its mandate, persons can expect to see the entity focusing more on opportunities for local investors this year.
Invest SVG also has a focus on investment, period, whether it's from foreigners or it's from the local private sector, local business community. In 2018, which is the year we're in now, Invest SVG is going to double down and really focus on our local businesses as well. We're not going to drop the ball on foreign direct investment, but as the feature says, the possibilities that the Argyle International Airport offers doesn't only apply to foreigners, but it equally applies to our local business community. There's some of the local business people in this audience.
Highlighting the importance of the project launched earlier today, Regisford said the initiative is a solid investment which was created by the highly regarded Financial Times company that has a significant global reach.
It didn't come for free, I have to tell you, but it is money that I feel is well worth the investment. I am advised that the Financial Times, the FDI arm, has significant reach. The Financial Times is a world-recognized entity. A feature that was done in this promotional piece, you'd realize when you see it, those of you who haven't seen it already, the airport is actually a central piece of what's being leveraged on as the infrastructure to attract foreign direct investment.
Newly appointed Executive Director of Invest SVG, Annette Mack, in her feature address, thanked all partners for their assistance and support.
We saw an opportunity, and we were approached about doing this project, and we reached out to the public and private stakeholders to collaborate with us on this worthwhile endeavor. We are proud of the results, and we hope you all are too. Posted on every form of social media as we work together to give St. Vincent and the Grenadines pride of place. By taking part in this production, we all have demonstrated that we know we have a responsibility to promote our islands. Financial Times is also doing their part. As there's a print magazine, the video has been aired on English television, that is on BBC, and also there's a link for the video on their website for reach in the Asian and European markets. And it is posted on YouTube, and within 1 hour of being posted on YouTube, there were actually 3,500 hits.
Opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday said ideas and innovation must be supported in order to transform SVG's agriculture sector. Speaking at a consultation in North Leeward last evening, where various issues of concern in the agriculture sector were highlighted, Dr. Friday said agriculture plays an important role in the economy of SVG, giving persons opportunities to be self-sufficient, and call for farmers to be considered as business persons.
And then when the time comes for them to reap, there is no market. So you have that sheen in the ground. When you planted, it was $120 a sack. Now they're offering you $40. You had ginger that was $1.50 a pound when you plant. When you're reaping, it's 75 cents a pound. We can't run agriculture like that. We have to think of agriculture as small businesses, as Andrew has told us. And you have a degree in economics? The IMF, with people with PhD in economics and all kind of things, they have said the same thing in the most recent report on St. Vincent and the Grenadines economy, that we have to transition agriculture from subsistence into agribusinesses. We have to treat the farmers as normal, rational business people. You're not going to plant something if you don't think you can reap it and make a profit.
Dr. Friday further added that innovation and new ideas must be allowed to be expressed and supported to take the agriculture industry forward.
Which means that government and farmers, all those talented and well-trained people in the Ministry of Agriculture, we have to give them the room to innovate and to implement programs to assist the farmers. Not feel that if you make a mistake that somebody is going to come down on your head. You don't feel that if you assist this particular farmer who's doing something that you think is innovative, that somebody's going to come down on your head because that farmer will support the party in power. You can't run a country like that. If a man has a good idea, it don't matter who you vote for. He's a Vincentian. We have to support that person, learn from his example, make him successful because he's a higher to people. Somebody else will see what he's doing and say, let me try and do the same thing. And like the brother here, he might be such that he's not afraid to share his knowledge, what he knows, so that he could help to transform this country again, one farmer at a time.
Speaking on the issue of establishing a medical marijuana industry in the country, the opposition leader said such an industry has a lot of potential as an earner of revenue, but called for more attention to be paid to the local growers of the crop.
That any development of an industry, medical marijuana, must be for the benefit of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our interest must come first. This means that in the production, that we must give priority to our local farmers, to our small farmers, to our traditional farmers. The people who have the knowledge and the skill must be encouraged to get into the legal production to feed into the medical marijuana business. And those who don't have lands, we must encourage and facilitate and assist to get land so that they can legally go into production. That is how I believe that we can take advantage of this industry. Everybody tells Vincent we go the best the best bananas too, but we go the best marijuana. So then we should be able to extract that benefit for our people.
Also speaking on the issue of medical marijuana was MP for North Leeward, Roland Patel Matthews, who said the growers of North Leeward must benefit from any marijuana industry to be established in the country, and praised those who he referred to as men of the hills, whom he said have sacrificed much.
If you repeat, but then rough it out. If you didn't stand your ground as a vagabond and as a criminal, he wouldn't have been bragging now about a medical marijuana industry. It would have been dead. So for your hard work, for your perseverance, and for your commitment, men of the hills, now that we have an opportunity to make some money, the people who sacrificed, who lost their lives in the hills during Vincipac, who lost their lives at the sea, transporting to the islands, they should benefit now. They have sacrificed enough. That's the point Dr. Friday is making. And we in the New Democratic Party, we stand resolute with the people of North Leeward and everywhere else who risk their lives and cultivating marijuana. We believe that you should be the beneficiary of any medical marijuana industry.
Highlighting issues in relation to infrastructure in North Leeward, Matthews criticized what he said is the lack of care by those in authority.
My people, we can do better than this. Look at our infrastructure in North Leeward. I mentioned about the damaged bridges, and so long, no effort seems has been made to have those bridges rebuilt. They have to be rebuilt. You have in Golden Grove right across there, the hospital is being retrofitted and the facility is transferred to the resource center. If somebody living, say about 20 feet away from the resource center where the hospital is now, and there is an emergency, they have to drive from next door, basically next door, come back this way, go on the main road and go up the hill, go up Barrett Hill. By the time they might be there. This fix could have been done since 2013 when it had happened, and it would have been much cheaper for them to do. But no, as I always say, don't care nothing about us.
The young people of this country are being encouraged to engender a sense of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. This encouragement comes from Director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, Nigel Scott, while delivering remarks at the official launch of the Youth Entrepreneurship and Innovation Club. The club is a collaborative effort of the Center for Enterprise Development, CED, and the SVG Community College, which aims to develop entrepreneurship and innovative skills among the youth involved. Scott went on to stress the importance of teaching the youth not only about becoming employees, but also employers.
As a growing nation, as a young nation, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if we are going to fully take advantage of this 21st century that we find ourselves in, must engender a sense of entrepreneurship, must engender a sense of creativity, must engender a sense of innovation among our young people. The students in particular will be energized, and maybe you can go and tell some of your colleagues what they will be missing out on in being a part of the Youth Entrepreneurship and Innovation Club. Thank you.
Stating that the college remains steadfast to its motto, which states nothing limits excellence. Scott added that the tertiary level institution continues to offer a number of courses which promote and develop entrepreneurial skills.
We have courses and programs that focus specifically on developing entrepreneurship. Recently, we revamped our agricultural program from simply an associate degree in agricultural science to an associate degree in agricultural science and entrepreneurship. Really in recognition of that very fact that we can't just teach people how to do something, how to be employees. We also need to be able to teach our young people how to be employers. It's enabled us to offer over the last few years the associate degree in cybersecurity and the associate degree in software development.